Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dave's World YouTube channel. I really appreciate you checking this video out. So if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you have a Chevy Cruze. Mine in particular is a Generation 2. When I first bought the car, I was excited to get it in manual, but what I couldn't stand was the actual shift knob. Was a very plastic, cumbersome shift knob. It felt a lot like a garage door opener in your hand versus an actual shifter. And I could not wait to change it. So when Over the Top Performance was developing a shifter for the car, I couldn't wait to get it for two reasons. One, it was a short throw shifter, and two, it was really nice looking and it looked more like a traditional shifter. The problem is I didn't know that it had a solid metal shift knob, and because of this, in the summer it would burn my hand, and in the winter it would make my hand really cold, and it was kind of annoying to drive the car. When I contacted the company, they knew immediately why I was contacting them, and they really had no fix for this. I know later on they said they might be coming out with maybe a urethane shift knob, but for right now this is all they have. So I decided to come up with an alternative and make my own shift knobs for the car. And what I wanted to do was show you guys the footage of what I did to the car to modify the shifter, and I actually came up with 4 different shift knobs that'll actually fit on that shifter. And they look pretty good. So what I did was I filmed myself putting them in, and I filmed myself explaining what I did like and didn't like about them. And I wanted to share that footage with you guys. I wanted to let everybody know that I make content for my subscribers on the Cruze. I actually have a lot of projects I'm in the middle of working on. Like I'm in the middle of doing this wide body, and I'm in the middle of working on my Cobra. There's some repairs that have to be made, and if you guys check out that footage, it's actually on my channel. And I actually stopped everything so I could make the Chevy Cruze video because I have a lot of subscribers asking me for more content. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I filmed this about 2 weeks ago, and the reason I'm filming a new beginning to the footage is while I was filming it, my neighbor decided to cut his grass for like 6 hours. And when I was looking at the footage, I just could not stand the way it came out, so I wanted to at least reshoot the beginning. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and we'll talk a little bit when it's over. Okay, so for starters, it's a really nice looking shifter. I love the way it looks. It's way better than the OEM. The only crappy thing is because it's so cold in the winter and so hot in the summer, it's really difficult to deal with sometimes when you're first starting to drive somewhere. So I was actually using this little cover. I found it on the internet. It literally fits right over, and it shared the same shift pattern, and it was kind of a nice temporary fix, but I spent so much money on the shifter, I didn't want to have to use this. It really upset me, actually. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this shift knob out, and yes, I know it's loose. It's because I took the liberty of loosening it beforehand because I knew I'd be taking it off. So for starters, if you look underneath, this has a recession in it. So when you want to go into reverse, you have to lift this up, and it goes into the bottom of the shift ball, which is why it looks that way. But here's the thing. It actually only needs to lift about this far to get into reverse. So because of that, and actually even if it lifted all the way up, a couple of the shift knobs I have, this actually is fine and it doesn't have to recess into it. So let me show you what to do now. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you guys how to modify these shift knobs to fit the Over the Top Performance shifter. Each one of these has a different thread. I'm going to show you how to modify the threads on all of them with a tap to actually make them fit. The thread pitch and diameter on the Over the Top Performance shifter, pretty much it looks like all of them are 1/2 inch by 20 thread pitch. So I went and got a 1/2 inch by 20 tap so I can modify each of these shift balls. I'm going to do all of them except one, only because I don't like the way it looks and I don't think anybody would want to put it in their car. And then I'm going to show you each one of them installed in my car so you can see how they look and I can tell you how they feel. Just for reference, this is a Generation 1 Chevy Cruze shift knob. It has the plastic insert. I just don't like the way it looks and feels, so I'm not going to bother modifying this. I'm actually sending it back because I just don't like it. This one so far is my favorite. This one I think looks the best. And this one is just an alternative, and I'll show you guys all of them. You've already seen this one, this big heavy over the top one. This thing weighs, it feels like a good 2 pounds. So let's start with this Mustang one. So the Over the Top Performance shifter uses a 1/2 inch by 20 thread. So I went out and got a 1/2 inch by 20 thread tap. Now in a situation where I want to use the Mustang shift knob, it has a plastic insert. So what I'm able to do is actually put the tap into the plastic insert and then just dig in, make sure it's nice and straight. And then you could actually tap the 20 by 1/2 inch threads into the shift knob. Be gentle because it's plastic and if you go too hard with it, you can end up damaging the shift knob. Now the Toyota shift ball uses the same type of plastic insert, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna tap it, so now, once tapped, it'll end up meeting or matching the 1/2 inch by 20 thread pattern. Be gentle again because it is only plastic. This shift ball, as you can see, is not recessed, and it does come with an adapter that is 12mm by 1.25. That is so close to 1/2 inch that I'm able to modify this to fit. You see inside it's starting to form new threads. Now I'm obviously scratching up the outer threads, but I'm not super concerned because I could stick it in the shift ball and it'll just fix the threads. I'm using the shift ball to fix the adapter's threads now. This is a 2014 and up Mustang shift knob. I'm going to install this. Now that I modified the threads, it'll actually fit the over-the-top performance shifter. Now this one I actually like the best because it actually matches the shifter and it actually looks like it belongs in the car. It looks like it could have came from the factory with this car actually. So this one, the way it looks is my favorite. The way it feels, I wish it was a little rounder at the bottom, but it does give it more of a modern performance car feel. Okay, so this one is a Toyota shift knob. Again, I modified the plastic insert and it does now fit the shifter. This has the recessed opening underneath, so it has a spot for the reverse lockout to go up inside. I actually like the feel of this one the best. It's a little thicker, it has padding, everything is made of plastic on top, so I don't think temperature is going to be a problem. Okay, for this one, you can see we modified the threads, but there's a difference that I want to do. The over-the-top performance shifter has this spring adjuster setting. What it is, there's a nut on the top that's pretty thick, and depending on how far down you go with it, it adjusts the preload on the reverse lockout. And then I'm going to put the shift ball on. The reason I did that is I could adjust the shift ball height and locking ability by moving that nut now against the bottom. I could just reverse it slightly. And if you look, reverse lockout actually still has enough room to work. Now this one is a pretty big shift ball. I do like the way it feels. It has a cool look to it. I don't know if I love it like the other ones, but I do like how it's completely round. It just feels like a natural, like a regular shift knob, and that's what I like about it. Maybe if I can get one of these in a smaller diameter, I would be the happiest. I'm going to keep this one in the car only because I think it actually looks the best and goes along with the style of the car. Tell me what you guys think. I think it looks really nice. I kind of like it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I did enjoy shooting it. I just wish I wasn't distracted the whole time because I was actually getting pretty stressed out, which is why I cut a lot of the video out because I didn't want to look angry on camera. Pretty much every time I started the camera, every time I hit the button on my camera, I heard a lawnmower or a leaf blower. It was driving me crazy. So I at least wanted to reshoot some of the footage for you to make it a more enjoyable video to watch. So thanks again, everybody. And if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, I hope you enjoy this because I'm trying to make content for you. I know Cruze owners are very passionate. I am too, which is why I've owned a couple Cruzes in my life, and I try to make content for everybody. So thanks again, everybody. And please, if there's anything you did or didn't like in the video, please comment below. Your feedback is important to me. Based on your feedback is why I shoot videos. I try and give you guys what you're looking for. So thanks again, everybody, and have a very nice day.